Hey, good morning, Henry McClure Live. Chewing on a couple cloves, do that every day. Look at this. This is a new concoction I read about. So, you take a bunch of garlic, smash it up so it will boil easy. Lemon and cloves. I add a little turmeric. Got my French press working right here. A little cinnamon coffee working. That's the setup. But I'll tell you something. This actually works pretty good too. These put water down in there, and this homemade espresso maker. That works pretty good. So good morning. Hey, my Macerich people, my friends, my brothers, Bewley, Roush, Probasco, Murrin, Klein, Swenson, the Gibbons brothers. You know, Fred Roush, Steve Roush, his dad, he was on the school board when they named McClure School. I liked Fred. He was a good guy. He raised Steve right. I love Steve too. He goes, hey, you got to go do an expense report because I don't know where you've been until you do your expense reports. So, okay, so you boys, oh, Della, let's don't forget Della. Ladies and gentlemen, so when remember when I was doing Reno and living in LA and flying back and forth on Delta first class, bouncing back like a ping pong ball. Boom. Remember that? So when they were making the movie Misery, I got to know Jeff Scott at Castle Rock. And he actually had about 500 apartment units. And Jeff loved to talk about real estate. And he let me read the screenplay to Misery every time I saw him. He had a copy of it with him. Then I kept going, hey, when am I going to meet Rob Reiner? You know, the meathead. He goes, look, you'll meet him, but whatever you do, don't call him meathead, okay? Come on. He's sensitive to that. I go, all right, I won't. And then what even was better was I saw Jeff at the horse track with Mace. So now I'm sitting there with Mace, and he's, okay, who's this guy? You know. So for some reason, I became legitimate in Jeff's mind because I knew Mace. Which that'll do it. That'll do it for you. But, so Rob Reiner hops on the plane one, I think we were going Reno to LA. Because they shot Misery up at Tahoe. Hey, meathead, Henry McClure. And I just saw this look come over his face. And it was just like, if you remember All in the Family, it was just like when Archie pointed out that he was a freeloader and a loafer. And then I felt bad. And I said, Mr. Reiner, Henry McClure, good to meet you. And then he kind of smiled, he smirked, and he goes, nice to meet you, Henry. And that was the whole thing. But I'm a big fan. I like Twitter. I like X. Same thing. He used to write some really really mean stuff about Donald Trump. I'm just sick of. I'm sick of politics. People hate me because I tell the truth, and I'm happy for that because so many people love me for the fact that I don't lie to them. And it's a great way to make a living in real estate because you can't be a liar. You can't tell. You always got to tell the truth. And if you know me, I've got some shortcomings, but I got 65 years left to work on being a better person and understanding what I could do to help the universe be a better place. It's a lot of responsibility. But if you know anything about Rob Reiner, his dad Carl Reiner was a writer and an actor, and Carl was interesting, and then I've read some stuff about where um, Rob growing up knew Groucho Marx and all these famous comedians. He grew up around comedy. But it's sure sad what happened to him. I used to retort to him. He'd say some stuff on X, and I go, "Come on, meathead, lighten up." We had that moment in Reno, and I capitulated. I showed respect. If I think bar none, his best movie ever is A Few Good Men. Nicholson, Cruz, Bacon. That's a good movie. But I respect his professional side. But it's sure sad what happened to him. I mean, was there anything that he could have done? Could he have spent more time and energy with his son? It's tough to be a parent. I don't care how mentally ill you are. I mean, what happened is a tragedy. God save his soul and his wife's soul. Never met her, but I pray for his son. That's sad. Anyway, Henry McClure live. I would say Rob Ryder not, but it's too soon. Henry McClure, I love y'all.